Hello vinyl community, this is Randy. I have received some VCLT in the mail and I want to show you what I got. I I tried doing a live unboxing of this, but it didn't work out. It was too dark and there were several other problems with that. So anyway, there's not going to be an unboxing, so there's no surprise here. This VCLT came from Eric. I don't know why I'm showing you. It's written by Eric Weinbender. So thanks very much, Eric, for sending this. Yeah, I got here yesterday. So here's a card that he enclosed with a nice note inside. He says, I recall you're saying that you're getting into Donald Byrd. Let me know if you dig the 70s stuff, and I'll dig for some other older gems. Thanks again for the Mars Volta, truly amazing VCLT. Be well, your friend Eric Weinbender. So, yeah, thanks for the nice card, Eric. And, yeah, so let me show what you sent me. So, the first one is Donald Byrd, Street Lady. This is a gatefold sleeve. This is one that Eric has shown before. I've heard him talking about it. I think I've seen a couple of other people showing this record too. So yeah, this is Donald Byrd. This is on Blue Note Records. It's on one of these 70s blue labels. So yeah, Donald Byrd, a jazz trumpet player. Well, I was looking at his discography. Since I received this, I only had one record of his previously. That's what Eric was referring to in that note. That was called Fancy Free. So it was a great album. I really enjoyed that one. That was from 1969. He actually started recording though in like 1955. He was just absolutely prolific right up until about 1962 when he signed with Blue Note then, I think, and he slowed down to maybe just one or two records a year. So yeah, this one is 1969. This is not the hard bop from the earlier period of his career. I do have some other Donald Byrd on where he's sideman on some other records, but by this time he's playing much more of a soul jazz fusion. So yeah, it sounds good. I've only listened to this once, so I'm going to listen to it some more. So yeah. Eric also sent me this this Blackbird's record, which is a record that was produced by Donald Byrd, and this is their album from 1975 called City Life. So here's the track listing on that. Yeah, this is yeah, jazz soul or jazz funk fusion, I think. So this has some vocals and stuff on it, and once again, I've only listened to this one time, so yeah, it sounds good so far. Yeah, much more 70s sounding, yeah, almost sort of a disco type feel. I can imagine it getting played in clubs a lot in the 70s. So anyway, here's what this record looks like. It's on Fantasy. Yeah, 1974. So yeah, I meant to pull out a couple, because I did actually have some Blackbirds previously on compilation albums. Some couple of compilation albums, I think, or at least one compilation album from the Jazz Dispensary. Anyway, I didn't pull those out. Eric sent me another Blackbird's record. This one's called Flying Start. This is a gatefold sleeve. It seems like with the name, you know, Flying Start, it seems like this would be their first album. But according to this information in here, it's their second album. So 1974 for this one. And this has lots of good information here. This tells me that the Blackbirds, they actually were formed at Howard University in the early 70s. Donald Byrd was an instructor there, I guess, at Howard University in the D.C. area. So these were students there at Howard University. So they formed this band, and Donald Byrd produced it. So yeah, once again, yeah, that 70s soul funk type thing. This is what we're hearing right now. And that first song that we heard, if you heard it in the background, Walking in Rhythm, was their hit song. I think it may have been their only hit song. I did not know it was the Blackbyrds. I heard that song a lot. I guess it was a hit song. I was very familiar with it. So now I know. It's the Blackbyrds. Yeah, sounds really good. Yeah, so the rest of this is enjoyable. I think that band Snarky Puppy that plays today, I believe they were formed at a university too. Maybe that's a pretty common thing. Yeah, so thanks very much for all those, Eric. I'm enjoying those. Well, I mean, I've listened to them, really about once so far, but I'm going to listen to them some more, so they all sound great. So, yeah, thanks for sending those. I also received about a week ago a record in the mail from a subscriber named Mike Woodford, who actually has a YouTube channel, Mike Woodford, and he contacted me through Discogs and had seen a video that I did a few months ago about early 80s hardcore, and he asked if I could send him some copies of some flyers. So I think he was specifically interested in 45 Grave and Koro, maybe Suicidal Tendencies. So I copied those flyers for him and sent them to him, and before he even received them, I got this record in the mail. Received this about a week ago. Teenage Head. It's a record called Frantic City. This is a band. I'll show you the back of this. This is a Canadian band. Mike lives in Canada, and he included this cool. Oxbaker is his name on Discogs, and this note that he included, and he explained it to me. Told me who these people are. Hi Randy, as promised, here's a record in trade for the flyers you sent. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Teenage Head, but they were and are a hugely popular early punk band from my area. It's a fun rock and roll record. Hope you dig it. Well, I do dig it. So thanks for sending that. Say that. Take care, Mike. So yeah, thanks very much. Mike lives in St. Thomas, Ontario. I'm not sure if that's close to Toronto or Hamilton, or I'm not exactly sure where that is up there. But yeah, he was kind enough to send this to me. So yeah, early 80s punk band, 1982 was when this record was made. And here's the track listing. It has 3 rock and roll standards, I guess you would call it. Wild One, Something Else, and Brand New Cadillac. I'm not really sure who wrote any of those songs. I know Iggy Pop did Wild One on one of his records, and yeah, Something Else. I think that Sex Pistols did a version of Something Else, and then Brand New Cadillac. The Clash did a version of that, so I don't know who wrote any of those songs, but Teenage Head is doing versions of them here, and they all sound good. Really, the songs they did themselves are really good too. Something on My Mind is fantastic. Infected is really good. Yeah, Those Things You Do. So I'm going to do a needle drop on this, so you can hear what they sound like. So I think you will enjoy it. So yeah, early 80s punk, but I wouldn't. It's just, I would just call it basically just rock and roll. There's nothing to. Yeah, the sort of the album cover. I don't know if they. I guess in the early 80s, bands had to, I guess they were setting themselves apart from the mainstream rock and roll. But I think when we hear this now, it sounds pretty much like, almost like mainstream rock and roll. So I'll do a needle drop on that. So thanks very much for that, Mike. He has a YouTube channel. I checked it out. He hasn't posted any videos for a little while. There's some short clips on there of some hardcore bands up there in his area. So if you're interested in seeing those, I would say take a look at those. It's they're cool. It really is. The hardcore is very much like when I was going to see hardcore bands in the early 80s. Very much it looks like from these very short video clips is very much a do-it-yourself type thing, and small crowds and a lot of enthusiasm. So Yeah. Oh, Mike also said he's going to start making some videos, I think, again soon. So be on the lookout for that. So, yeah. Oh, I was just going to mention that. Yeah, Teenage Head. I guess they took their name from the Flamin' Groovies album, Teenage Head. Yeah. So that's it. So thanks very much for the records from Eric and also from Mike. And stay tuned for a needle drop from Teenage Head. And yeah, let me know what you think about these records. And yeah, thanks very much for watching.